Hi guys, welcome back to Crushing Sounds. My name is Chris, and this was a video I was hoping against all hope I wouldn't have to make, but regrettably here we are. Bloodstock Festival 2020 has unfortunately been cancelled. Um, yeah, let's be honest here. We kind of all knew this was coming, given everything that's been going on right now. It really, I think we can all agree, is for the best that Bloodstock is not happening this year. But nevertheless, we're gutted. Crushing Sounds are huge fans of Bloodstock, as you know. We've been talking. It's been the bread and butter of our channel. Really, we love talking about Bloodstock, and clearly you guys do as well. It's our most viewed content is our Bloodstock related content. Our most engaged with content is our Bloodstock related content, both on social media and here on YouTube. So, yeah, it's a huge blow, and we're very much looking forward to it, especially this year's lineup. But yeah, so an announcement went up a few days ago, so no doubt you're already all aware that this is the case. But just in case you weren't, I've got an excerpt of the announcement that went up on Facebook. Dear Bloodstockers, following the ongoing government guidance on mass gatherings and social distancing, we are extremely disappointed to announce that this year's Bloodstock will no longer go ahead. We respect the government's mandate and recognise it was made with the best of intentions, not to protect the health and safety of not only the audience, but the staff, crew, musicians, and other contractors at Bloodstock. I won't read the whole thing, obviously, but I'll read the important bits I'm going to talk about. We've been reading your comments on our social media, and many of you have said that in this circumstance you would like the option to roll your 2020 ticket over to 2021's event, and we can confirm that you are able to do that. Rest assured, Bloodstock will return with a vengeance, better and stronger than ever. So to that end, and to help assuage your disappointment, next year Bloodstock will be adding an extra day. The festival will be 5 days and start on the Wednesday as opposed to Thursday. The dates will be the 11th to the 15th of August, at no extra cost to those who have already purchased weekend tickets for 2020 and wish to roll them over. And then it goes on with various other official stuff regarding refunds and whatnot. I won't need to read that bit. Before I get into any details, obviously, if you have any questions regarding the rollover scheme, refund scheme, installment plans, VIP, camping, that sort of thing, obviously don't ask me. I don't know why you would, but you never know. Go to the Bloodstock forums, Facebook pages, website, emails, whatever, and contact them, basically. Don't come to me, I'm just giving my 2 cents on the whole situation. So, big news, obviously, the big thing that we were all wondering was how is this lineup going to impact next year's lineup when the festival hopefully comes back. I say hopefully, please for the love of God let 2021 happen. But yeah, so I was always of the impression that should this year not go ahead, then this lineup is just done. Because festivals obviously don't like to discuss how far in advance they start booking bands for the following year's festival, because that's a business strategy they don't want to divulge, obviously. But normally you can bet they're booking next year's lineup already before this year's festival has even happened, coronavirus or not. So I assumed next year's lineup was already pretty much locked down, certainly the headliners for next year. So the fact that Bloodstock have announced that this year's lineup, about 90% of it, is coming back next year, including two of the headliners, that is something I genuinely did not think that was going to happen. I thought this wasn't going to happen. So, yeah, that's the best possible news that could have come out of this. We're cancelling the festival, but really it's more of a postponement with a few bands missing here and there. And I cannot believe that that is the case. And on top of that, as by way of apology, I suppose, it's now a 5-day festival next year. Obviously, that's probably going to be a one-off, but you never know. But yeah, fuck yeah, Bloodstock, just the coolest fucking festival on the planet. That I was in the camp of people that wondered why did they wait so long, given how far we are into social distancing quarantine of the whole country. I figured, why have you waited this long to announce the cancellation of the festival? Because let's face it, it was pretty much guaranteed. Some people claimed insurance reasons and whatnot. That could well be true, but Bloodstock, on the video where they announced the cancellation, said that they waited this long because they wanted to get as many bands locked in for next year before making the announcement, which Fuck yes. Bloodstock, of course, proving once again why they're one of the greatest festivals on the planet. They didn't just want to leave it with, we're cancelled until next year. They wanted to cancel it, but also give us a promise of what next year is going to be. And no shame to Download for not doing that, because of course Download are one of the first festivals who had to deal with this. But whereas Download were just, oh, we're cancelled this year. Bloodstock went, we're cancelled, but, which testament to how brilliant Bloodstock is. An extra day next year. God, my liver is not going to be able to take it. So, for what we know, next year's extra day is going to be, the Wednesday is going to function largely how the Thursdays normally do, where everyone comes in for the first half of the day, and in the evening you've got the Sophie stage with various Sophie party bands kind of thing. And then the Thursday, which I guess is the new day, is going to be a day full of stages with the exception of the main stage. It's just going to be New Blood, Jaeger, and the Sophie stage. Just a whole day of those bands, and just basically a whole day of carnage, really. It's going to be ridiculous. But what I'm curious about for that day in particular is, how is New Blood going to work? Because in case any of you missed it, there was also a video that went up on Facebook regarding Metal to the Masses, and obviously Metal to the Masses has to be put on hold, and apparently as venues start to open, the venues individually who host the Metal to the Masses heats and finals, they are going to decide whether they continue where they were in the first place before lockdown happened, or start the heats from the beginning. Venue by venue, we're going to decide that, which fair enough. But if you're going to have an extra day of New Blood, I have to assume there's going to be a surplus of New Blood winners. So I don't really know where those are all coming from. If all the venues potentially just start again, maybe they'll get past winners to come back. I don't know. That'll probably be what they do. But nevertheless, I'm interested to see that. New Blood is always great. It's always one of the things I champion Bloodstock for the most, is their New Blood stage. So to have an extra date for it is obviously a good thing. But what I wanted to do for most of this video, because actually now I think about it, it's just, this doesn't feel like a straight up cancellation, because again, I stress, we knew this was coming. If you genuinely believed that Bloodstock was going to go ahead this year, given everything, you're either just not paying attention to what's going on, or you're extremely naive. So we knew this was happening. So really, what we've got here is not oh, we're cancelled. It's really a extra day announcement for next year's festival. And here's most of the lineup, which is incredible, because the lineup does look fucking incredible. But the major subject of today's video I want to talk about is that elusive third headliner. In a tragic way that things like this happen, we've lost Behemoth for next year. And I know people are latching onto the fact that the announcement said that some bands who are not currently on the lineup are still being discussed for coming back. They just haven't narrowed it down yet. I very much doubt Behemoth are going to re-emerge on this lineup, because if they really wanted to delay this announcement so that they could lock down as many bands as they could, they would have waited until they knew about all three headliners at the bare minimum. So the fact that Behemoth's not on there, to me, says Behemoth just can't do it. They can't make it, and that fucking sucks, because I really wanted to see Behemoth. But hey, we still got Devon, we still got Judas Priest, that's amazing. So yeah, the main point of this half of the video, I don't normally like to do headliner speculation videos, because I'm probably going to be completely and utterly wrong, but why not? It's a Bloodstock video, pre-Bloodstock, so yeah, I'm going to speculate on who I think that third headliner might be. I've got two lists, basically. One of three bands that I would like to be the headliner and I think could do it, but I think are probably not going to happen, and five that I think are in with a shot of being the headliner. So my three that I really want it to be is Blind Guardian. We fucking love Blind Guardian here. They've sub-headlined it. They headlined it way back when it was a smaller festival. They're fucking amazing. They get the crowd going. I think they're long overdue a headline spot. I don't think they'll do it, because I think you need to be something of this, like the Sabaton kind of metal reverence if you're going to be a power metal band to headline Bloodstock. They normally stick the power metal, band as the sub-headliner for a pretty justifiable reason, I suppose. They get the crowd going, but yeah, probably not going to happen, but that would be amazing. And my other one, Opeth, come on. When the fuck are Opeth going to headline Bloodstock? They're long overdue a headline slot. They're big enough. They've got the tracks that everyone loves. They're heavy. They're prog metal royalty. I have no idea why it's taking them so long, but I guess the reason why I don't think it will happen is because I don't really see them on anyone's radar for it. No one seems to predict it's going to be Opeth other than me, so maybe there's something I'm just missing. I'd love it to be Opeth, but I don't see that changing anytime soon until public opinion starts really begging for it. Thirdly, band I'd love to see, but probably not. Probably Gojira, just because they're a good bet for Bloodstock, but I think they might have they, they would have exhausted Gojira if they did them again. Just because Gojira have kind of stolen the festival twice in very recent memory, so they might want to back off from doing that, or they need to quickly fill that third spot, so they go with something safe and it's Gojira. But who knows? You can put that one in the sort of grey area. But yeah, the five, I think, if I was going to bet, it would be one of these five. Firstly, Hatebreed. Now, hear me out. They sub-headlined a couple years ago. They fucking killed it. Even I'm not the biggest fan, but my god, that crowd reaction was something else. You could have believed they were headlining, and I don't even think they were the sub-headliner. I think they were third down, but my god, they commanded that crowd well. And also, what's interesting, I'm going to get a little bit tinfoil hatty detective-y here, so bear with me, but they were scheduled to headline the Sophie on the last night this year, and now we've got the rebooted lineup for 2021. Their name is noticeably absent. Now, a part of me thinks maybe that's because they're going to reveal them as the final headliner, like they've bumped them up. You can probably take that or leave that, really, but I don't think it's completely outside the realms of possibility that they would put Hatebreed on there because they're a fan favourite. So who knows? We'll have to wait and see on that front. Next up, Killswitch Engage. You probably all figured I was going to say that because a lot of people are talking about Killswitch Engage headlining Bloodstock for the last couple of years. They're certainly big enough, but if you'd have asked me if I think that was possible pre-Parkway Drive, I would have just said no, no way. But I mean, Parkway Drive did it, and for all intents and purposes, they got a big crowd. So I don't see why Killswitch would be any less believable, really. I feel like Ghost really signified a shifting point in Bloodstock, where they're trying to bring some more accessible acts to draw in as much more people. Not to the extent of, we're not going to. Actually, I don't know how far they're prepared to go, but we had Ghost, and then we got even more mainstream with Parkway Drive, and then we got. I think Killswitch is a distinct possibility that that we'll probably end up seeing at some point, if not next year, then in very years soon to come, essentially. Number three. I didn't write these down, did I? Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm just gonna freeball now. Who do I think could do it? No, it's gone. Right, yeah, sorry about that. Lost my train of thought there for a second. Having to merge two videos together here for the first time. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, I've thought of two more bands that I figure could very much be in the running to headline next year's Bloodstock in place of Behemoth. So I've said Hatebreed and Killswitch Engage already. So my other two picks, who I think it could be, was firstly Megadeth. They're a pretty safe bet, not as obvious as Gojira, I think. They got a new album coming out, of course, so that's not a pretty good indicator, and they're very reliable at Bloodstock, so that's a good one. But my top choice, I think, genuinely could be a really possibility, is Lamb of God. They played a couple of years ago for the first time they headlined. I wasn't there. I heard mixed reports from sound problems, barrier problems, but the band performed really well. Look at the YouTube clip of Walk With Me in Hell when they played Bloodstock, that looked incredible. New album coming out, new tour, been postponed, but new tour was happening. So they're being talked about a lot right now. So I think if Bloodstock, there's no better time than summer of next year to nab Lamb of God. Obviously, other festivals are going to try and scoop them up as well, but I think they should come back to Bloodstock and do another amazing set with a new album. So yeah, I would be very very happy if it is Lamb of God. I was supposed to see them on this tour, but obviously postponed. We'll see if that ever comes back. But if they were to play next year's Bloodstock, that would just be phenomenal. So yeah, those are four, and I'm sure I said I had five, but I can't think who the fifth one is now. But if I was a betting man, it would be Hatebreed, but take that with a big pinch of salt. Um, uh, Killswitch Engage, Megadeth, or Lamb of God. I'd be happy with any of those, probably less so with Hatebreed. So I hope my own theory is proven wrong. There probably will be. So yeah, it's gutting that Bloodstock is not going to happen this year. It's going to feel like a very empty summer. I'm sure we'll all agree, but it's for the best. We know it is, and it will just mean next year is going to be triply as awesome. Got another day, and we got another year to get excited over this lineup. So yeah, comment down below with your own predictions if you feel inclined. Tell me how much of an idiot I am for thinking that Hatebreed thing could even remotely be a possibility. Um, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Hope you're all going to Bloodstock next year and you're all your tickets over. So stay safe out there. Look after each other, but at a distance, obviously. Keep listening to heavy metal, and we'll see you later on in the year.